SCSE tutorial for Wednesday the 17th of February. You're going to read back over your fair trade chapter to ensure you remember all the facts and statistics that you've learned from the chapter. And then you're going to come to page 60 to complete the working as a geographer sections. So for the first part, what you're going to do is you're going to look up a website like, for example, Tesco, okay, and Tesco online, and you are going to, go shopping, groceries. So you go to your groceries, start shopping, and the whole idea is that you want to, because we can't go to a local supermarket, or certainly if we are going shopping, we're going in quickly, coming out quickly, so we don't want to delay. So let's do it online just to be safer. You're going to try and find foods on the online shopping app that are certified fair trade. So I'll show you how to check whether they're fair trade or not now, but definitely look in the coffee section or the chocolate section or cocoa. Like, cocoa you add to baking or make drinking cocoa out of it, hot cocoa. Bananas, they're good places to start. Maybe tea as well. Make note in a column on one side, like how much the fair trade items cost. And then on another column, how much the non-fair trade versions of those compare in price. Now keep in mind that if you are looking at a fair trade product and it measures a kilogram, you must match the non-fair trade weight. It has to be a kilogram, because obviously something will be cheaper if there's less of it. So you want to make sure that the weights are matching up. Or if you're pricing a banana, you're pricing it to a banana, and so on. So you're comparing the prices. See, is there a difference? If so, why you think there is a difference. So that's what you're doing for this part. For the bottom part, you're not going to actually contact a local shop, but you're keeping in mind that as you're writing this letter, you're addressing or speaking to a local cafe or a local business, and you're trying to encourage them to use fair trade products. So within your letter, you want to definitely hit on these 4 points. You want to explain what fair trade is in your letter. You're going to try and explain why it's a good thing. You'll use your chapter here to help you. You want to also explain how the money paid for imported products gets split up. Again, using your chapter and the facts and figures you've learned from your chapter. And you definitely want to explain which fair trade products the business could use or stock. So certainly if we're talking about cafes, the coffee, the chocolate, the tea, etc. So include facts and statistics to make your letter more convincing. So you're trying to persuade, or we're pretending that we're writing this letter to try and persuade a local cafe to stock fair trade products. We're going to make sure that we answer or hit on these 4 points in our letter, and we're going to try and use facts and statistics. There are facts and statistics in this. For example, it links up more than 1.5 million farmers and workers in 74 different countries. It also has facts about how the payment is split up and so forth, but you can look up your own facts to add in to make it a better argument, okay, to make your letter more convincing. I will just say that if you're looking up facts, make sure it's coming from a good, reputable source, that it's not just Wikipedia or something, that it's even Oxfam, I think, .com or .ie might have things on fair trade. Even just, there might be a fair trade website itself. I'll tell you what, I'll do a Google search before the end of the tutorial to see what comes up and what I would suggest you use as websites for facts and statistics. So there are your 2 activities today. Using an online supermarket to look at the differences between fair trade costing products compared to non-fair trade items, and why is there a difference. And then you're going to write a letter, and I'm going to show you how to do a little draft of that as well. So for this part, you're going to go on to something like Tesco. You can use, sorry, I just want to manage my cookies. You can use, you can use SuperValu online, Tesco online. I don't know if there's a Dunnes online. That's no problem. One thing you could do is just search in here, fair trade. Okay, and it'll come up with a certain list of items. So they definitely have fair trade tea bags here. Okay, and there's the price for them. So if you're comparing non fair trade, look up Bewley's, just to keep it really like that the comparison is really good. So you look up Bewley's, 80 tea bags of Bewley's that aren't fair trade, and see if there's a difference. So that would be comparing exactly 80 tea bags to 80 tea bags, Bewley's to Bewley's. The only difference would be these are fair trade, the others are not. You could also look at cocoa, and look, there's the quantity, 125 grams, and that's the price. So if you're comparing it to a non-fair trade product, you want to make sure that it's 125 grams you're comparing it to. There's your bananas. Looking at the price per banana might be helpful here, and compare it to the non-fair trade bananas. And then they've coffee here as well, but make sure you're comparing 227 grams of non-fair trade coffee. That's the key. The weights have to be the same so that the prices are fair. It's a fair comparison. If you're just looking up things and you want to see, for example, where did I see? If you go into food cupboard and you go into chocolate bars and you want to see if they're fair trade. So for example, going on to the next page, I think I went for the green and blacks chocolate. I did. So I saw here that even though there's an offer on for them, this organic chocolate, it doesn't say it's fair trade. I think I can see something there, but just to make sure, or if you want to check if a product is fair trade on this website, click it and it brings you to more information. I can see more clearly now the fair trade symbol there, but it should also say it. There we go, visit info at fair trade sourcing. So it's definitely a fair trade product. Does it say it somewhere else? I thought it said it somewhere else, but no. So you're looking here for anything to tell you it's fair trade. So the picture is telling me it's fair trade, and they're on about fair trade website. So that's how you can check if it's not clear whether a food is fair trade or not. If I come back out and look up at a different green and blacks chocolate, like this one, it's on about sustainable farming, but there's no symbol of fair trade on it, and it's not mentioning anything about fair trade there. So this particular bar is not fair trade for green and blacks. So that's how you're checking. If you can't see it clearly there, click into it and it should say it in the like for example, we saw coffee. It should say it on it. No, sorry, tea, wasn't it? There was tea there. Bewley's tea. There's 80 Bewley's tea bags. So you can compare price for price. So that's what you're doing for the first part here. For this part then, I want to show you a little PowerPoint on letter writing, formal letter writing, because we're not writing this letter to our friend, we're writing this letter to somebody we don't know, so we want it to be formal. Sorry, I just want to go back to the beginning. So how to write a formal letter. So your address goes in the top. So if this is your copy page, your address goes in the top right hand side of the copy page. So your name and then your address underneath. Underneath that goes the date. So you're putting the day, so it's Monday, then the date, the month and the year. Then underneath that, but to the left, can you see how your address and the date are all on the right hand side for the person you're writing to? So you can make this up, or you can copy this one if you wish, but it's an English address. Their address goes on the left hand side, so against your margin on the left, and you put their name and their address underneath it. So it's called the recipient. You're the sender, the letter, they're receiving it, they're the recipient, so that's where their address goes. And then your greeting. Now, if you know the name of the person you're writing your letter to, you can say dear and then their name, Mr. whatever. Again, it's formal, so you wouldn't say dear Tom. You'd say dear Mr. Hughes or dear Miss Cregan. If you don't know who you're writing to, you can say Dear Sir or Dear Madam. Or you can also just write to whom it may concern. That's a phrase for whoever this concerns, whoever gets this letter, this is what it says. But I think for this, we do know the name of the person. So you're going to say Dear Mr. whoever or Miss whoever. So then you're writing, this person's writing to complain. I'm writing to complain about the vegetables purchased from your shop 3 days ago. So the first paragraph is saying why you're writing. Then the second paragraph gets into what was wrong. So you could say in your first paragraph, I'm writing to you to try and tell you how wonderful fair trade products are and convince you to use them in your cafe. That's your first paragraph. Then skip a line, go on to your second paragraph and give all the facts, the statistics, why fair trade is so good. Firstly, the potatoes were not only hollow, but had an infestation of ants within them. Ooh. Secondly, the 500 grams of mushrooms were actually doorknobs, which had been painted grey. Last was the watermelon. Upon closer inspection, there was no watermelon, rather a football painted green. So they're given all the reasons here in the middle. And then the last paragraph is this standard is unacceptable, I demand. So the last paragraph is basically summing up what. So you would say fair trade products are wonderful and help out a lot of people across the world. You should really think about using them in your cafe. And then your final thing, so you got your greeting, dear Mr. the main body of the main part of the letter. And then this is your closing farewell. And there's a couple of them you can say, like yours sincerely, regards you can write, yours faithfully, and then your own name. Okay? And again, this is a formal letter, so you're going to write Mr. Tom Hughes or Miss Jane Doe. Okay, you're going to write the full name. So beginning your letter, if you don't know who you're addressing the letter to, then it begins Dear Sir or Madam. If you know the name of the person you're writing to, you must begin the letter with Mr., Mrs. or Miss. The difference between, so Mr. we know is for any male, Mrs. M or S is for a female who's married and using her married name. And then MS is like Miss, you're not married kind of thing. If you don't know who you're addressing the letter to, then you must end with yours faithfully. And if you do know who you're writing the letter to, yours sincerely. So if at the start of your letter you said Dear Sir, because you don't know the name, then you're going to write yours faithfully at the bottom. If you did write a name like Dear Tom Hughes, you'll write yours sincerely at the bottom. Something I didn't know until just there now. So that's how you set out a formal letter. So if I come out here and I just show you, cancel. I just want to show you very quickly if I was doing a letter. There's actually a letter template on a lot of these online things. So I'm going to write the address on the right hand side. So this is my address, isn't that what it says? The person sending it. So let's say Miss A. Cregan, and we'll just say Dundee, Navan, County Meath. Next they said was the address, wasn't it? I'm going to skip a line, or not the address, the date. So today's date is the 16th of Feb. Oh, actually on the day, apologies, Tuesday. Comma, did it a comma? I'm not sure, but we won't put one in. 16th February 2021. Okay, there's my date. So that was everything that was on the right hand side. I skip a line, but now I'm coming over to the other side to address it to the person. So I'm going to make up a name, Mr. Tom Hughes, and I'll say the address is Trim, or I'll give a street in Trim, I don't know, Trimgate Street. No wait, is there Trimgate Street in Trim, or is that in Navan? I always get mixed up. There's Lomond Street. Lomond Street, Trim, County Meath. Alright, that's who I'm addressing. Now, I know his name, so I address it Dear Mr. Hughes. And then I take another space, and I'm keeping all over on the left paragraph now. So I am writing to you today to try and convince, I'm writing you today to, what would I say? I'm writing you today to try and convince you to use more fair trade products in your cafe. Right, there's my opening statement. I take a space now, and then I'm going to go into fair trade products are absolutely fantastic, and I go into why. About the farmers, about the division, like going through those points that going through the points. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. Cancel that. Going through these points here: what fair trade is, why it's a good thing, how the money gets split up, and which fair trade products would suit the cafe. So you can go into a few of those things. Like you could say, for example, wouldn't your customers prefer a lovely hot steaming cup of fair trade coffee than its equivalent? Then once I've explained why, so I open up why I'm writing to him, I explain why it's such a good idea, then I'm finishing up. I really hope that you will consider using some fair trade products in your cafe in the future. And now I addressed it to the person and I knew his name, so I answer it, or I end it, yours sincerely, because I know who it is. And then I write Ms. A. Cregan. Okay, and so there's my letter. So just to, again, my address over on the top right hand corner against the edge of the page, the day and date underneath that. So you skip a line though, you don't want to crush everything up. Skip another line, but come over to the left margin and write their address, the recipient who's getting the letter. Skip a line and write dear and their name. Skip a line, your first paragraph is literally just going to open up the letter to say why you're writing to them. Skip a line for your next paragraph, which is going to be the biggest one, explaining why they should use the fair trade products. Use facts from your story and from online sources. And then skip a line, your final paragraph or line is just to sum up and say why you've written to them and what you hope for the future. Skip a line, write yours sincerely, and then your name. Now they mentioned on this website, on Tesco, fairtrade.net or something like that. So I'm going to see if that is a real website. Yes, it is. So you could look there for some data. Look at this. So there's information and facts on bananas, flowers, tea, sugar, cocoa, and the producers, the products. There you go. So you can use this as well as a useful source for look at all of those quinoa, rice, nuts, oils, honey. Looking up maybe on Tesco these products to compare and see what's fair trade and not. And you can use facts from this website for your letter. I'm just going to look up fair trade on Google or on Safari and see. So there's Fair Trade Ireland. There's Fair Trade UK. Fair Trade Ireland is probably a pretty decent website to go to get all the information you'll need, all the facts you'll need. So there we go. Oh, look at this. Fair Trade Fortnight is on Monday the 22nd of February to Sunday the 7th of March. So look, there's lots of events on for fair trade, apparently. Okay, so there's a few little things there. So you can obviously read more and look into that. and you can look at the products and about fair trade on this website. So hopefully this hasn't gone on too long, but I just wanted to make sure you fully knew that you're using an online shopping supermarket to look up the differences in prices and why you think there's a difference. Make sure the weights are the same when you're comparing. Down here you're writing a letter, and I've gone through how to write a letter, but I certainly will send you a template of a formal letter for you to kind of look back on to do your letter. And remember, you must answer or kind of touch upon these points in the main body, in the main paragraph of your letter. That's it for Wednesday. Best of luck.